Welcome to the Instagram stories for Wednesday, July 23rd. I'm your host, Daniel Hill. Today on the show, some news from the Meta team for new protections they're putting into place to keep teens safe on the platform. Additionally, the head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, stops by to bust a myth about whether or not saying the words link in bio impacts your reach. Additionally, the YouTube team has some new features that they're rolling out for creators, and just in case you were wondering and might be surprised, they are AI tools. And those AI tools are going to help you make better shorts. All of that and more on today's episode, but first, here's a quick word from our sponsors. Welcome back. Let's start with the Meta news. The team at Meta has announced that teen accounts will now have new safety features in DMs, giving teens more information about who they're chatting with. Additionally, Meta is sharing new data on the impact of recent safety features that they've implemented, sharing the results of the nudity protection feature that they've rolled out. Additionally, they are bringing some teen account protections to adult-managed accounts that primarily feature children, and they're continuing to crack down on accounts that may seek to abuse these protections that they've put in place. Okay, let's dive in. The biggest feature here that Meta has added are new safety features in DMs to give teens more context about the accounts that they're messaging with and help them spot potential scammers. Teens will now see new options to view safety tips and block an account, as well as seeing the month and year that the account joined Instagram, which is all going to be prominently displayed at the top of new chats. The other features that they've rolled out more recently, including the nudity protection feature, show that 99% of people, including teens, have kept this feature turned on. And in June, over 40% of blurred images received in DMs stayed blurred, which they say significantly reduces exposure to unwanted nudity. And lastly, Meta says that they are strengthening their protections on accounts that are run by adults but that feature children. Meta says that these accounts are typically used in benign ways, but there may be people who try to abuse them, leaving sexualized comments, which would be a violation of Meta's rules. So they're taking more steps to prevent that abuse. With these updates that I'm talking about, which sounds like Meta wants to keep teens safe on their platforms, we know that that is not in fact true at all. Sarah Wynne Williams, who was formerly the director of public policy at Facebook, wrote a fantastic book explaining how little Meta cares about teens on its platforms and how shocked she was to find out the way they treat teens. Here is a clip of an interview that she did with 60 Minutes.
So that younger audience, 13 to 17-year-olds, is incredibly valuable to Meta. That's an audience that advertisers really want to be able to reach. And Meta, with Instagram and WhatsApp and Facebook, is a really great place for advertisers to reach teenagers. And so the company is always trying to push further and further in the tools it develops to meet what advertisers want, to meet those needs. One of the things that I learned while I was there was that so they developed up the ability to be able to target a teenager when they're feeling worthless and let advertisers know that information so that they can target an ad. So to give you an example, if a 13-year-old girl deletes a selfie, she looks at the selfie and she's like, I don't actually want this on my Insta. I don't feel great about it. That's information that the company was able to take, and they were able to provide that as research to a beauty advertiser. Because to that beauty advertiser, they know that the moment that teen girl is feeling worthless is a really good time, from their perspective, to serve them a beauty advertisement. And that makes me feel sick. And the other thing that surprises me, and I was very shocked during my time in Silicon Valley, is how few of the executives allowed their teens to use the products. So to me, that tells me that they know.
Who ever thought that that would be a good idea with any sort of moral compass?
That was, the questions that when I learned about it, I was exchanging with my team. It's like, how could this be the case? How can it be that you want to target young mothers or teenagers feeling worthless? I mean, this is one of the most valuable companies in the world. They have so much money. They don't need any more. They don't need to do.
But what would they say when you asked those questions?
So when I had the discussions, the business side felt like this was a real secret sauce, a real, the sort of thing that they wanted actually all of their advertisers to know that they could do. So to them, any concerns that we had seemed to fundamentally not understand the business that Meta is in.
I'm going to stop the clip there. It is obvious that Meta does not care about teenagers. I will link to the entire interview in the show notes so you can check it out for yourself. We are going to take a quick break. When we come back, the head of Instagram is going to explain whether or not using the words link in bio will affect your reach on Instagram, and the YouTube team shares some updates about shorts. Stick around. Welcome back. Let's move on to Instagram. In this clip, the head of Instagram explains whether or not using the words link in bio limits your reach on Instagram. Here's the clip.
I want to take a second just to debunk a myth I hear often. Actually, I want to make more videos debunking myths about Instagram. This one, though, is that if you say link in bio, it's going to decrease your reach. That is not true. You're more than welcome to say link in bio. It will not affect your reach one way or the other. Adding a link to your bio can be super useful. I do it all the time, so please feel comfortable doing it as much as you like. More myth busts come later. Peace.
Now you know you can comfortably use the phrase link in bio with no issues. Let's move on to the YouTube news. YouTube is bringing more generative AI features to Shorts, integrating the latest VO image animation and conversion tools into the Shorts process. First, YouTube's rolling out image to video animation, which turns your photos into animated elements. You've seen this before, but here's the quote from YouTube. Quote, "Bring your story to life with photo to video, which instantly turns a picture from your camera roll into a video. Just select your image, choose a creative suggestion, and watch your memories come alive." Additionally, YouTube is launching something called AI Playground, which will house various new AI experiences that you can test and experiment with. They say, quote, "Inside you'll find our latest Gen AI creation tools, a gallery of inspirational examples and pre-filled prompts to help you instantly generate videos, images, music, and more. Find AI Playground by tapping the Create button and then the sparkle icon at the top right corner. It's available now for everyone in the United States, Canada, Australia, and New Zealand to start." It's nice to see that Google is integrating all these AI tools that they are building so that they are available for creators easily right in the YouTube app. I think that's really smart. Okay, that's going to do it for the news in today's episode. If you would like to hear me talk about a different topic that may or may not be related to social media as part of the Wednesday Waffle, stick around after the music.
I'm not yet a member of the Instagram team, but my podcast covers many Instagram themes. But the name, image, logos are trademarks at Instagram and the LCC in the USA and every territory. Everything I publish independently until Zuck returns my DMs and starts to pay my salary. Not sponsored or endorsed, no lies, no fallacy. I use their logo with permission, not malicious or callously. No trademark violation, filling all criteria. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Daniel Hill Media.
Today I want to talk about an app that I've mentioned on the show before. It's called Beeper. It's been a little bit since I mentioned it on the show, and they've had an update, so I thought it'd be a good chance to talk about it again. If you are tired of the number of apps that people can message you on, and you find that emotionally exhausting like I do, you will love Beeper. What it does is it combines your DM inbox for Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, Slack, Discord, all the places where you have conversations, WhatsApp, Google Chat, and it puts them all in one app. There's a desktop version, or if you use it on your laptop, there's a mobile app that you can use as well, and it gives you all of these conversations in one centralized location. The free version is fantastic. They've just added a paid version, which includes the ability to schedule messages. I really wish that was in the paid version. They clearly know what they're doing with that feature. But if you've never used Beeper before, but you're tired of having so many different inboxes and places that you have to go for messages, definitely check it out. I will link to download the app from their website in the show notes. You can get signed up. It works really well. I highly recommend it. As always, thank you for listening to the show, and I appreciate you listening to me talk about a slightly different topic.